What's up, guys? Wes the People's Pitmaster back again for another episode of the Smoke Ring Syndicate. It's my weekly barbecue podcast that drops every Wednesday at 5:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This week, we're headed to see ChickN Bark out in Texas. Mark and Roy in the building, the founders of ChickN Bark. Yeah, ChickN Bark, and that's a meme generator or something. Guys, can you hear me? Are you there?
Yes, sir. What's up?
What's up, man? Happy to be here.
Man, what's going on, guys? Mark and I had to sit down a couple of months back, and I'm terrible with time. It may have been 2 months, may have been six, um, but we sat down and chit chatted, and we kind of we started talking about his and Roy's little. I guess is that a baby for you guys, or what is that exactly?
It's yeah, it's still an incubation phase, but
Okay,
we're going.
I got
Yeah,
you.
I agree. It's we started out with the idea of like the barbecue curiosities and memes, and it's kind of like continues to snowball into all kinds of things.
Hmm. Yes, I mean, you guys are posting barbecue memes and not just like sharing memes. You guys are creating the memes themselves and videos and reels and with the chicken bark. Walk me through where and how did we come up with chicken bark? Chick in space bark. Like what exactly is chicken bark?
Yeah, I think if you look at the logo, it is a cow head with a neck cone around it, with the chicken body and pig feet. It's like that's what chicken bark is. It's unexplainable. Other than it's to provoke the lighter side of barbecue. I think the reason we started this is Mark is a whiz and knows everybody in the barbecue community of the who's who's. But me kind of being a jokester, I kind of saw that a lot of the content was a little too serious.
Hmm.
Everybody wants to talk about their signature victories, their signature rubs, and that's great. Like, we love that stuff. However,
Yeah.
I think we saw an opportunity that these guys have personalities too. It's not just about what they do. There's a lighter side to barbecue, and I think that's kind of the way we approached it. Is how do we get the chuckles and the laughs out of the seriousness of competition cooking? Because as you know, it's very serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, everybody's on a timeline. Everybody's on a time crunch, and they got to do stuff a particular way. And some of these, well, a lot of these competition guys are, getting down to the wire with their tweezers and moving stuff in the box with tweezers, and they've got, Q-tips, and it's serious business. Which, there's money to be made in that too, but it's kind of cool to see the lighter side of barbecue with you guys, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and to elaborate on the whole chicken bark, so when me and Roy started talking about it, is we're joking around, and we had thrown around some names, and I was like, you know what, let's do chicken bark, and he's like, what is that? Why? And I'm like, because when you're barbecuing chicken, a lot of people think, oh, it's the bark forms on brisket and pork, because yeah, they're 8, 10, 12 hour cooks, but on chicken, if you got bark on your chicken, it's not bark, it's burnt. So it's
Yeah.
just like, it's something that it doesn't make sense, but it's just.
Well, and it's kind of like, uh, it's one of those things that it doesn't make sense why it's super
Mm.
popular, and it's kind of like, I feel like if you thought this was going to be super popular, you would have put more thought in your name. And like you've got like the folks that are like, oh well, this is this, and then like they got five people that follow the page, and then you've got chicken bark that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. The logo's a little all over the place, and you guys are like viral content creators, on multiple platforms, and it's like it didn't really make any sense. And I feel like if you guys knew you're going to be viral, you probably would have put a smarter name in there. But it's kind of like it's the name is there and it works, right? You've got folks that that set out to become a viral content creator. And then you got folks that my buddy Kunchi, Cooking with Kunchi. I don't know if you guys have ever seen him. Um, First generation Jamaican guy, and
Yeah.
he started his little TikTok, and I think it was his first or second video. Like he made just a video holding his phone, looking at himself, and was like, "Well, such and such is stupid, and I don't know why you do it this way," and turned it off and put his phone down, and then woke up, a couple hours later to his page just absolutely blowing up, and it's like accidentally, accidentally viral. You got accidentally viral. You got intentional viral, and you got the viral that doesn't make sense. And that's where I kind of put you guys. And it's not a dig at you at all. If you hate this, get over it. Um, but it's just interesting to see the content creators. The different ways people think about. Okay, let's do this. Let's accomplish this way, right? It's but with ChickN Bark, it's like it's a barbecue meme generator. It's it's you don't exactly can't put your finger on what exactly it is, but you guys are creating memes, creating reels, and doing pretty damn well with it, right?
Yeah, I think the box I like to put us in to keep it simple is we're just ambassadors and admirers of barbecue. I think we try to keep the content mostly a mix of laughs and oddities and like a what the hell is this approach. Uh,
Hmm.
and I think that's actually really relatable to people. People love controversy. People just gravitate towards the unexplained and the unknown. It's like you
Yeah.
have like UFOs, right? And I think that here lately, Mark has been doing a great job of recycling some content that's educational and interviews with like serious pit masters. We're trying to sprinkle in some of that education of the
Hmm.
notable people that we've worked with. But I mean, you're right. I mean, to the core, what the hell is it, right? I
Yeah.
think I think that's absolutely spot on. But I think too, I think that's part of why it works because there's the distance between barbecue expert and somebody that eats barbecue is thousands of miles.
Hmm.
The guys that know how to cook versus the guys that want to eat the cook are just worlds apart. And I see ChickN Bark as kind of serving as that conduit, really connecting the seriousness and like the competition side and like the guys that are sponsored by brands and all these things and have their own brick and mortars and food trucks. And then the guys that just want to eat the food coming out of the food truck.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, you guys do a pretty damn good job with it, right? Um, when you're when you guys are when you founded this, when you started this, what was the goal outside of just the connection? Was it like, does is this for kind of us to laugh, a group of 5, 10, 15 friends, or was it, let's make a viral content page?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. Mark and I both have our own businesses, and we do content production and marketing consulting, right? So I think part of this was to give ourselves a platform to be able to show people we know how to do this.
Hmm.
Yeah, to get silly. Yeah, a lot of our you know our clients on his side, on my side, they're all pretty serious companies and stuff like that. So, you know, naturally, I'm a goofy motherfucker. So, I can't be
Yeah.
goofy when I'm with my serious clients. So, this allows me to express my goofiness, and on top of that, going, covering a whole bunch of barbecue competitions and stuff like that. When I got into competition barbecue, shooting content for it, for Blues Hog, Gateway, and Barbecue League, 2017, 2018, and that was my chance to start, meeting a lot of people and stuff like that. So when we started ChickN Bark, it was like, what, let's do this. We can start. We'll go up to Fred Robles and the GCs all over the place, and we just have a friendly conversation with them, and talk. Let's get them loose out in their elements and stuff like that. So our first stop was San Antonio Rodeo, and man, we went there and we just hit the ground running, interviewing as many people as we could and stuff like that. And so that kind of transformed into, let's do memes too, like static memes, and and then Roy went down this rabbit hole of the dark web, and I don't know, he's probably sold parts of his soul to the dark web to get some of this astronomically crazy memes, that videos where he gets them from. They're probably on another planet or something, and he spins it into a barbecue sensationalism, and it's just, those are the ones that are just like everyone can relate, because they see this video and it has nothing to do with barbecue, but when you put the word barbecue in there and fit it the way he fits it, everyone relates, and it explodes.
Yeah. Well, and you're talking about exploding. You guys have had a number of viral videos, right? How many viral videos have you guys put out so far? And when you put a video together, do you know, or you have a pretty good idea that it's going to go viral, or is it kind of a hope and pray, or have you figured out the algorithm?
I think it's more of like, is it just funny? I don't think we ever intended on these videos going viral, right? And it just like, this is hilarious. Rules apply, and let's put it together. I will say that I think that part of our recipe that's been picked up by the algorithm is that if you look at our videos, it's the same format over and over. So it's logo on top, big solid white background, a funny phrase above video. There's actually, less than 50% of the screen is video. I think that's part of what's worked for us, is that you have a saying that's barbecue related, or a video that's barbecue related, but it's never both. It's never the saying that's barbecue related, and it's not the video that's barbecue related to the saying. So that's kind of been a healthy mix up for us. I think that's been part of the success, to be honest, is we try to keep it relevant to day-to-day life, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, and it's kind of one of those, like, you've got content creators that are, I keep a list of things that I think of that, like, oh, I think that would be funny, or I would like to do a video on this or that. So, like, content creators that are starting out, how you set yourself up and how you go about, creating what you're going to be creating, and, to try to find your people. You guys have kind of capitalized on finding your people pretty quick. And I mean, I guess that's kind of knowing what it is that you're doing, and knowing, the lane that you're in, even though that's evolved a little bit. But walk me through, like, your lane, like figuring out what your lane is.
Yeah, I think the lane is foodies. People that can relate to anything and everything that can happen from the moment you make a list and you want to go shopping for your backyard grill, and then the end product and all of the disasters that could happen in between that. Right. That's kind of where we live. Right. summertime barbecue, dad at the barbecue grill. What would you do for free barbecue? Which is all relevant, right? There's everybody has their relationship with barbecue and with food. And that's kind of where we try to exploit. We try to exploit people's sentiments towards an experience that they've had in the backyard, or something that is like kind of taboo. Everybody thinks it, but nobody wants to say it, right?
Yeah.
I think that's where we've done good, and incorporating some of the pop culture, right? Doing taking stabs at politics, the Haktua girl, those are all relevant things that are already all over the internet, and we just kind of repurpose them to make it a barbecue meme.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like
which requires a lot of time on the dark interwebs, right, Roy?
Allegedly.
Hearsay. That's all hearsay.
We're gonna have to get to the bottom of this. I've never been on the dark web. We're gonna have to go on that dark web.
Reddit is your best friend, Wes. Reddit.
Well, and it's funny you should mention Reddit, because I was told, like, when I started doing my podcast, they're like, "Oh, you should put your podcast on Reddit." I'm like, "Red, like, who's gonna watch a podcast on Reddit?" And I still have yet to put it on Reddit, to be fair, but
it's a monster.
You guys,
it's a monster. You know that, like, when you're content creating, it's a lot of heavy lifting.
Yeah. Well, and let me just completely mess up my audio there. I have a mute button and I completely forgot to use it. But you guys are taking kind of like the barbecue pop culture you had said and just kind of repurposing it. It's like the the New Balance, the white New Balance shoe, and like just a video of the New Balance shoe is kind of what you guys are creating with, the barbecue memes and the pop culture associated with barbecue, and the dads of barbecue, and that sort of thing is kind of what is what it seems like. That's kind of where we're going.
Yeah, I think, we started this thing in like February this year, 2024. And, we look up and we accidentally find ourselves with, 4,000 followers and just under 40 million views. We just had a video this morning cross 13 million views. We just set out to like be funny and like intrigue some of our friends. The viral stuff has been a total accident,
Yeah.
But I think we have, no pun intended, we figured out a recipe,
Yeah.
that really works. I think this part of this, what really started is, we have lots of friends that are pit masters, some of the best, right? And so often the content is like, how'd you get your start in barbecue? What was the first thing you ate? I want to know what your first car was. When was your first car crash? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. Did the airbags deploy? If they didn't deploy, then it wasn't a real car crash.
Yeah. Well, it's somebody was talking about, if you what was it they posted, if you see, if you say that I crashed, I crashed my car, just know that I went out doing something that I enjoyed, racing my car. And then somebody else was like, look, if you see that I went out in a car crash, just know that I overjudged that curve and I took it like a man. And
That's
so
right.
it's kind of like, it's like, it's that thing, but it's that thing adjacent. So it's interesting to see, because some of your content is like, I don't fully understand that one, but like it's super viral,
Yeah.
and it's a it's kind of lightning in a bottle ish, but
And it's hit and miss, Wes, right? Like, there'd be some stuff that we make, and I'm like, we just need to post something, right? We ain't posted in a day, right? And it'll have 7,000 views in an hour, and I'm like, how? Yeah, I didn't fully believe in that one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then there's
Yeah.
other stuff that we think is hilarious. We think it's going to go viral, 150, 250 views. And there's just no like rhyme or reason for how that goes. I think something that Mark and I are going to continue to do though is these pitmaster interviews. And like I like what you said there about the thing adjacent. I don't think I've ever thought about it like that, but that's definitely kind of what we do, is the pit masters, the grill masters, the brands in barbecue, they're on their path. And I think we do live in that adjacent space.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like, they say, like if you're on your way to a barbecue competition and you have a blowout on your trailer on the way there, that's typically the worst thing that's going to happen on your trip, but that's always like that's good luck. You're
Right.
going to walk if you, ended up on the side of the road and you guys are like, yeah, I know you cook barbecue and all, but like, walk me through putting the wheel and tire back on the trailer, and with the traffic going by, you walk me through that. Did you guys have to put like new hubs on it too, or like, walk me through that?
Yeah, maybe we should tell some of these pit masters, hey, next time you have a blowout, go on Facebook Live and let's see how you do it.
Yeah.
Now that's something I'd like to see right there, because I mean, a lot of these barbecue cooks, right? They have it's a couples thing, right? Husband and wife. I'd love to see them get it on the side of the highway about how to change a tire.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it's going to be a little bit Christmas story-ish with the hub with the lug nuts flying in the air and the old fudge. But it'd be highly entertaining, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. And that's real life, right? Mark and I have interviewed probably about 20-25 pit masters, some videos yet to be released. But we're going to continue to do that, right? I think a lot of these content creators that have thousands of followers and, some of their videos gone viral, and some guys just kind of full-time content creating in the barbecue space. People like the human side of them, right? Like, cats or dogs. Something as simple as, are you a cat person or dog person, would surprise anybody. I think it surprised me how many of our barbecue guys are cat people. I just would have never thought it.
Yeah, the same. Yeah, it's like, hey, I love cats, but I'll go shoot the fuck out of a deer right now.
So, I wanted to, because you'd mentioned something earlier. You guys are what, 40 million views.
Yes.
So you're at 40 million views, and how many followers?
We're at about 4,000.
Okay. So, question for you: how, when you're making the stuff that goes viral, how do you how do you go from 40 million to 4,000 followers? Like, what do y'all think is the disconnect there?
I think ultimately it's we're not selling anything, right? Like, we've got a couple of t-shirts and stuff, and we've actually discussed this about how do we never set out with the intention to like fully monetize this, make this a full-time job. Again, it was more for a flex, right? We want to show our customers and our prospects that we know how to bring the boom. We know how to bring the crowd to you. But that's interesting you say that, because Mark and I are actually going through a design phase for a website. We want to sell barbecue oddities. So, little barbecue pits for your desk, little barbecue t-shirts that say, world's best griller, that kind of stuff, right? I think that's going to be more of what you see from on our link and on our page in 2025. is posting t-shirts. Again, very relatable stuff that's whimsical, that's witty. I think that's maybe probably the next phase for ChickN Bark. But
Yeah.
I think too, we're not begging for likes, right? Like, we're not doing the whole hashtag follow
Yeah.
follow me back. We're
Yeah.
really just kind of letting it roll, and hashtag dad, hashtag barbecue. And I've had friends that text me and they say, "Holy crap! I was on Reels last night, going down the rabbit hole for an hour." And I saw 3 ChickN Bark videos in that hour being,
Mm-hmm.
put into the algorithm. It's hard to say what exactly it is that's keeping us there. And I think what's to your question, I think what's the disconnect is that we don't have a product. We're not pushing things on people, but I also think that's maybe part of the success too, right? People,
Yeah.
we're giving away the chuckle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and that's
also,
go ahead.
yeah. Also, some of these videos, they go viral, man. I mean, keeping up with people commenting on them, dude, it's a full-time job, man. So like that's a huge, like, do we need to step up on it? Probably, but at the same time, man, and I mean, that's when a video is going viral, man, because every time you check your Facebook, it's always 20 plus notifications, 20 plus notifications, 20, so it's like, dude, I can't keep going in there, you know what I mean, and liking and posting every single person. Some of these, I mean, some of those videos got up to like 20,000 comments, Roy.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just
it's
a full-time
brutal.
job.
It's brutal. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, and this is what I was like. I'm either gonna piss these guys off with this question, or they might hang up on the call, or they might explore it with me.
No,
But
I mean,
it's just
we understand the whole beast of social media, man, and
yeah.
it's
Well,
it's a full-time job if you don't keep up with it.
Yeah. Well, and it was interesting to me. I was like, I mean, these guys have got these massive popular videos, but you see this, it's like it's a stark contrast of a super viral video with not a whole lot of I guess trophy to show for this popular video. Like you don't have the millions and millions of followers off of that. So
Yep.
it's interesting to think about, when you're shooting this video or you're shooting that video and it goes super crazy viral, and you pick up 15 to 50 followers or something like that. Just what is the science behind making both of them go up?
I think right now we're still in a building phase. To be honest, we do not want to alienate our barbecue community because they are the
Mhm.
ones that ultimately have us here, right? But two, we're trying to live in this fine line of bringing new people to the barbecue space, right? So it can't be all memes, it can't be all serious, and we're trying to we're trying to figure out that perfect balance, right? Because ultimately, our friends in the barbecue world grants us access to them and to their product and to the competitions and events, and we want to respect that. So we respect our real life relationship first versus just going for the just going for that. So I think that's kind of the approach is we know we have to do more in terms of more content. I think also too that's kind of something that's killing us. Mark and I have full-time jobs. And I mean, ChickN Bark, I mean, really does have potential to be a full-time job, especially when you wake up with 100 notifications overnight. I mean, it's insane. I mean, it's kind of insane, and it's like at this moment it's kind of unrealistic to go back, like Mark said, and comment on everybody and have that intimate thank you and all that. It can be a monster. There's no doubt. As of this morning, I just got a notification. We had, another video that just crossed 8 million views. And again, we don't plan for that stuff. It just kind of happens. We
Yeah.
don't shoot to go viral. We shoot to make one person laugh. You know, that's kind of how I
Yeah.
look at it. If we can make one person laugh, mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
it's,
also,
I mean,
like they won't all go viral, and the day of, the next day of, one of our videos went viral, and it was when did we? It was like June or July when we posted it. So it's like, it's weird. It's like, what? This video is going viral now after 5-6 months. It doesn't make sense, but it
And
somehow got a hook into the algorithm, and went and they took it with him.
yeah, that's part of my beef with social media, is that sometimes you really never know where it came from. You know, it just, somebody somewhere shared it, and just because we have so many notifications, it's like impossible to figure out who shared it and who sent it to who, and what popular person shared it, because literally we would have to scroll through hundreds of notifications to find it.
yeah. Well, and I mean, it's a massive monster of of an undertaking, the internet in general. Not to mention dark web. It's a big playground with a bunch of different people that are playing in it, and for you guys to have the success that you've had so early on, it's a unique thing, because you've got folks that are, that've been making barbecue content, or been making this content or that content for years and years and years, and never see anything over a couple thousand views, and here you guys are less than a year in, you know, working on million view videos.
Yeah, we're definitely happy. We're it's unexpected success in this thing. To be perfectly honest, I don't think Mark and I thought for sure our pitmaster friends will get it. They'll laugh. They'll crack up at it. Our friends and family, our in real life people will get it. And then you look at stuff like this, you know, 2.7 million accounts reached, and it's
Yeah,
like, where did that come from?
yeah,
How does that even develop? I think one thing we're cautious of, though, is that we still have the attitude of, like, let's just make something funny. Let's keep
mhm,
it simple. If it takes off, it takes off. But we don't. I don't think we've changed our who we are, in a sense, right? Like, if that makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah. Well, and the other side of the conversation, oh well, you've got a bunch of viral videos, but you don't have a bunch of followers.
Mhm.
When you see people that have a Hawk to a video, like, they follow because that one video was funny. You're building what followers you guys are building are more, they're more in your lane than you realize. Like, I've got a friend of mine that is a promoter in North Georgia, and probably in the neighborhood of 6.5 to 7,000 followers. But like, his people are his people. Like,
Right.
he can go, hey, let's go out here and paint the right side of our face green, and then we're going to rub it on the concrete. And best believe there's going to be a good amount of people outside painting their face green, rubbing it on the concrete, because they're his people. Like,
Yeah.
the followers that he has and that he has built are devout, loyal. They love him and what he stands for and what he puts out, and they're his people. And that's kind of where I see, with y'all's. You guys, yeah, you've got million views and million views, but you have, this amount of people that are following you, but this amount of people that are following you are big fans, and some of them may have chicken bark tattoo on their shoulder before it's over with, right?
Yeah.
And building slowly like that, you're not always chasing that one hot to a video. What you're building is, your followers love everything you do, and you get that steady amount of views on everything because they're all interacting with it, and it's one of those 4,000 people or 5,000 people that is sending it out that's getting it stuck on a train that goes to viral town, right?
Yeah, for sure. So I'll be in Miami at the end of this week. One of the largest hog roast competitions in Florida is happening down in Miami, and I'm gonna take my mic and I'm gonna interview some pitmasters, and I'm gonna ask them about cats, dogs, and bananas and anything but barbecue.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Wes, you got to be out there.
uh, Miami's a little far drive from my house. I'm in Atlanta, so but
Yeah, yeah,
if
yeah.
your flight connects through Atlanta, I'm 40 minutes from the airport. So
Okay.
uh, you know, we can sit and chat about the last time I had to put a hub assembly on a trailer, if you'd like.
Brutal, brutal.
Do you go
Yeah.
to this Sip and Swine Fest or?
I've heard of it. I've never been.
Oh, okay, it's I don't even know. It's a little city outside Atlanta. It's like they have it in the
That's
parking lot of some sort of baseball field, I think, or some sort of
Yeah.
field.
That was in the Gwinnett Stadium, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm,
Um, that's a good anywhere from hour and 15 to 3 hours for me, depending on traffic, because
mm.
it's on the other side of Atlanta.
Wes,
Gotcha.
I just sent you on Instagram that pig roast challenge that I'm going to this weekend.
Mhm,
It's the biggest pig roast competition in South Florida, and it's for law enforcement, which I think is really admirable. Uh,
mhm.
and so it's 100 teams, and I mean all walks of life. So it'll be the largest pig roast competition I've ever been to. I've been to Memphis in May with a couple of times with
Yeah,
Mark, and I mean they only have like 30, 50 teams tops. To see 100 pigs, that's going to be something.
yeah. That's not the norm for sure. I don't know what or how many people they're planning to feed with 100 hogs, but
Yeah, so
they're
it's a 501(c) nonprofit. I
okay.
imagine they're gonna give away, and actually, Luis Fonseca, who's one of the he's one of the principal account or event organizers. Shout out to
Hmm.
him. Um, he's heavily involved with putting this together, and he's also a former veteran, and very involved with law enforcement. Overall, great guy, and he's kind of found a niche, to have putting together 100 pig roast is a lot of action.
Yeah, that's not. I mean, you got to get that many people that are cool with going to cook a hog. You've got to get that many hogs available, in that area. I mean, that's a big undertaking as it is by itself.
Yeah, no doubt. So my plan is I'm going to wear. So we call our interviews with pit masters truth masters.
Mhm.
We're going to sell those t-shirts, truth masters. So the segment is truth masters with pit masters, and we're just going to go off the wall on asking them some questions. But since we've got you here, I figured we'd ask you some questions. What do you say, Wes?
Okay,
Okay,
I
so
didn't know this was coming.
first things first. Okay, we'll just kind of walk you through. Let's do rapid fire round. Okay, GI
Okay,
Joe or He Man,
Gotcha.
mountains or beach,
Mountains,
cats or dogs,
dogs,
noise or silence,
silence,
Chevy or Ford,
GMC,
Superman or Batman,
Batman,
tortillas or bread.
tortillas,
Nice, salty or sweet,
salty,
Samsung or iPhone,
iPhone,
Pepsi or Coke?
Coke.
McDonald's or Wendy's?
Wendy's.
Okay, finish this lyric. When the night has come and the land is dark and the moonlight is the only thing we'll see.
You have a terrible singing voice.
Hey, Wes, that's the wrong answer.
Wrong.
Wow.
The answer was no, I won't be afraid. Oh, I won't be afraid. As long as you stand by me.
Well, we can stand by each other, but we ain't listening to that singing.
Okay, what is your guilty pleasure, Wes? This is an X-rated show. I'll remind you.
Yeah, on our end, I don't know what it is here, but on our end, it is.
Yeah, well, it's food related. How about that?
I need specifics, sir. It's the 90s.
It's the 90s. Is that what you said?
Can I guess? Shirt off and chocolate syrup. Am I right?
Not exactly. So I don't know if you guys saw the intro to the show. It's this is shot in the Naked Barbecue Podcast studios.
Yep.
Everything is shot in the Naked Barbecue Podcast studio. It could be full, could be topless, it could be Pooh Bear style. I'm just saying.
All right, fair enough. So now that we know we've got the naked studio, who is your celebrity crush that would be in that studio?
Male or female?
I don't know that I have a celebrity crush. I got folks that I'd like to sit down with. Probably Richie Montgomery.
Okay. Give me your worst barbecue injury.
Barbecue industry. Well, we may need to table this and shoot this at a later time, but I do the Smoke Ring Syndicate. But my catering business that I closed right after COVID started was called Burnt Bermuda Barbecue. And I'll let you guess where Burnt Bermuda Barbecue came from. How about that?
Okay. I don't think you answered what your worst injury was, but okay, I got it.
Well, my worst injury would probably be the pride injury from Burnt Bermuda.
Got it. Enough said. What's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten off the grill?
Lengua.
What? That stuff's delicious. That's weird.
I didn't say it wasn't delicious. I just said it was weird.
I thought you were gonna go with like iguana tacos or something.
No. I mean, something weird. I mean, lengua is pretty bizarre.
It is for sure.
Most circles.
What is one of your biggest cooking pet peeves? Something that just icks you when you see it.
I cannot stand people putting mustard as a binder on their barbecue.
You hear that, guys?
It gets under my skin. It gets under my skin.
So what is okay? So I got a follow-up question to that. What is an attaboy? When you see somebody using this type of binder, what gives them the thumbs up?
The natural moisture from the meat. How about that?
Great answer. Okay, what is your favorite cereal?
Probably Cheerios with sugar on top.
Nice. Is that a binder? The milk is a binder.
To the sugar.
Not exactly, but yeah.
Okay. What is something that you know that others would not think you know?
CPR.
Oh, certified and everything?
Used to be.
Okay, nice. Interesting. All right. Hit me with the first movie quote that comes to your mind.
This is Sparta.
Nice.
I love it.
Love that
I love
movie.
it. That's a great movie. All right. Last but not least, and you're about our age, so we've asked this to some people, and they don't know who either of these two people are, and it's kind of embarrassing because it dates us. But Jessica Rabbit or Babs Bunny?
Yeah, Jessica Rabbit.
Nice, nice. Well, thank you for playing ChickN Bark.
Yeah, got him.
Well, yeah, the interview has become the interviewee.
Let
Let's see.
let's hope this one goes viral too, right?
Absolutely. And I'm good with that. And it's that's way more preparation than I go through to do this podcast. Just so you're aware.
Yeah, so that's kind of our format for the Pitmaster interviews. It's what we ask everybody the same questions, and as you notice, it's nothing. It's mostly nothing to do with barbecue. It's just kind of catch you
Yeah.
off guard, and
Yeah.
people don't see it coming. Oh, I forgot to ask you, what was your first car?
An 87 S10 Blazer, red in color. And that particular vehicle taught me a painful lesson. You're supposed to put oil in a motor.
Nice. Was that the 4-door Blazer or the 2-door?
2-door.
Man, those were sweet. So we had one of those growing up, and I kind of wish my mom had never sold it. I think it was a good vehicle.
Yeah, it was not a bad vehicle. I was not fully aware that you should probably check your oil on a regular basis, and I was going because it's an '87 Blazer, and it was the um, late '90s, early 2000s, and it was an '87 Blazer. So the AC was the 270, two windows down, 70 miles an hour, and I'm just booking it down the highway, and I'm like, I hear a helicopter. So I slow down and I'm looking, trying to find a helicopter. Don't see the helicopter, back into it because, it's 16, 17 years old. And I hear the helicopter again. I'm looking for the helicopter and I'm like, I'm the helicopter. So I completely blew the motor in the S10 Blazer.
Nice, very nice. Well, you just got a taste of kind of what our content goes like.
Yeah.
We typically walk up to these events and ask our pitmaster friends, hey, just give us 2 minutes of your time, and we'll walk them through just that, and then we'll kind of generate some clips from that.
Yeah. It was fun too, though. I mean, like it's not like, you know, what's seven plus, nine. Not that I can't do addition, but I mean, like it's not super, in depth. Think about it, and you got to figure out the exact right answer. But it's fun. I enjoyed it.
Great. Yeah. So we'll, be on the lookout for more of that stuff. We're blessed to we got a very busy, January, February, March coming for both Mark and I. But I think we're going to try to figure out how we can get ahead of this content. And then just kind of, get into the slow release business instead of the catch up business. You know how that goes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I mean, you guys are podcast number 2 for me today, and I've got one that's already ready to release for tomorrow. And this puts me into December. And you get the weekly released podcasts that may or may not have been recorded, a couple of weeks to a month before.
Yeah, I've been down that road too, where we'll do a whole segment and then realize I wasn't recording any of it. That's why I say in the content portion and Mark is the production portion.
Yeah. Well, and you'll notice, luckily for us, the little red live is lit up here, so most all of this was caught. So that's good.
No doubt. Wes, you know anybody that might be going down to this pig roast challenge? Send them my way. I'd love to interview them.
Absolutely, I'll absolutely do it. I got a couple of buddies in the area that may be their style, their thing there, and then I've got a couple that would be hilarious to watch struggle through that.
Those are the guys we want, man. Just
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think authentic interaction is the best interaction, right? Like
yeah,
just
yeah,
honest, lighthearted answers.
yeah. So we'll ease into the station here. But when you guys are coming up with content, do you guys keep a list of stuff that you're planning to shoot, or is it just kind of like whatever strikes you on a Thursday strikes you on a Thursday?
I think it's 70-30. When we see it, we know it, and 30% of it is like with intention.
Hmm. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Um, any other questions? Any other thoughts on this social media journey that you guys are on?
For me, I think I just, I got immense gratitude for people that follow us, and for people that share our content, and really have been following the journey from like day one. I think a lot of those folks really got us our trampoline start, right? We got a good jump because notable people in the business have shared our stuff, and that kind of brings
Hmm.
in instant street cred to us. So, just gratitude for those guys that continue to support us.
Yeah,
100%.
100%. Oh, the strong silent type up there with Mark on that. Um, Hit me with your social medias, and I kind of want to. I had a couple questions that are not necessarily podcasty questions, but hit me with the social medias, and we'll slide this thing in.
Okay. What do you mean hit you with the social medias?
Well, hit
ChickN
me with
Bark.
your social medias. Where can we find you?
Sorry. I
Bless
got
his
lost there for a
heart.
second. ChickN Bark misspelled chicken no e. That's where you can find us. That's where you can find the majority of our content. So, and me, I am Roy in Austin on everything: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. You can see me there, Roy in Austin, and I actually live in Austin, so that works out pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome, awesome. And guys, this will put this week's episode in the books. Shout out to my guests, ChickN Bark, Mark, and Roy. Guys, I've appreciated you hanging out with me and turning it from the interviewer to the interviewee and back again. Guys, we'll have to do this again and maybe even do it live next time. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah. Take care.
If you've
Take care,
enjoyed
Wes.
this week's episode, we would appreciate a review, a like, a share, and as always, keep smoking.
Keep the chicken burnt.